Hey everyone, Johnny here. Don't speak news. News we're not supposed to speak about. And, well, we'll just get right into it like we always do. Now, there's a new Trump order that I found last night, and it's going to lock out 50% of Americans from their bank accounts. Yeah, believe it or not. So we'll just get into it. Here we go. I can't believe this hasn't been talked about a lot more, but then again, they've had us distracted with a zillion different things all at once. So here's what you need to know. Trump is about to lock 157 million Americans out of their own bank accounts. The Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, confirmed an executive order forcing every U.S. bank to collect proof of citizenship is in process. As he just doubled down, if Treasury and the banking regulators say it's their job, well, then it's their job. This sounds irrelevant, but here's what that really means. Per the Congressional Research Service, only 48% of Americans hold a U.S. passport. That leaves over 170 million Americans without one, including me. Real IDs don't count, so what was the whole point of that, by the way? And what in the bleep was the idea behind this? Because they don't count for anything. We've already seen that with ICE. Guy had a real ID, didn't matter. Doesn't count. Driver's licenses don't count. Social Security cards, they don't even count. Per Wall Street Journal reporting, banks will need a passport or a birth certificate. Well, I do happen to have one of those. The Brennan Center found 21.3 million voting age U.S. citizens don't have documents proving their citizenship easily available. Well, we're not supposed to live in a country where they say, papers, please. We're supposed to be living in a free country, but we don't anymore. We never really did. But it used to be a lot freer than it is now. So now these are Americans who are about to lose access to their own bank accounts. Yeah, what if you lost your birth certificate and you never bothered to get a passport because you're not planning on going overseas? Well, anyway, here's the thing. The order applies to new and existing customers. Banks could be forced to close accounts of people who can't produce the documents. Yeah, you don't have your papers here in supposedly free America? No bank account for you. We're going to close it. Your 78-year-old grandmother born at home in 1948. Your naturalized dad who lost his papers 30 years ago. Your cousin mid-passport renewal. The official story is that this stops illegal immigrants from accessing banking. But the actual reality is that illegal immigrants can't open U.S. bank accounts anyway. Know Your Customer rules already require SSNs or ITINs. The existing system already blocks what this order claims to block. Now, this order is just going to add more burdens to the system. So who does this actually target? Well, it targets the half of Americans without a passport, rural Americans, elderly Americans born before centralized record keeping, Black Americans in southern states where birth records were historically unreliable, low-income Americans who can't afford $225 for an expedited passport. The American Action Forum, a center-right think tank, estimates this adds 33 to 73 million paperwork hours and 2.6 to 5.6 billion in compliance costs. Guess who pays those costs? Well, that'd be you. Through fees, through closed accounts, through denied loans. Bessent's defense quote was, well, I have a place in the UK and they want to know who lives in every apartment. Bessent's net worth is 600 million. He has a place in the UK, so he's not going to be affected by this. So this isn't really about immigration. For the first time in American history, access to the banking system will be conditioned on proving citizenship to the federal government. That creates a permanent database linking every American's finances to their citizenship status. Once that database exists, it gets used by ICE, voting enforcement, tax enforcement, Social Security, and future administrations for purposes nobody's announced yet. Every future government gets the keys to decide who has a bank account based on paperwork. And Wall Street's reaction tells you everything. Bank executives privately call it unworkable and a complete nightmare. One researcher called it a way to weaponize the banking system to achieve political ends. Of course, that's what it's for Trump and for future presidents. There's not going to be any future presidents, but you get the point. They're not pushing back because they love immigrants. They just know the compliance costs are catastrophic and half their customers will walk. Tom Cotton also introduced a companion bill in March, making it a federal crime for any unauthorized person to open or maintain a U.S. bank account. Maintain, meaning existing accounts. These things are literally being drafted right now. And like the author says, I'm surprised all of it went under the radar. And here's the author right here, Ricardo, over on X. And here's a Time article on the subject as well. There's lots of different articles that verify this, by the way. Just Google it. Trump's order to require banks to collect citizenship info is in the process. And I put this link up over on the website as well at don'tspeaknews.com. But this tweet that I just posted over on my website explains it pretty well in an easy to read format. And so there you go. Wow. Guys, the mark of the beast system is in place. And now they're just solidifying it, putting more nails in the coffin, so to speak. Wow. It's all here. I hope you're ready. Now, switching over to some war news. Iran News 24 over here on X says Tehran claims it has received intelligence information indicating that the United States and Israel are preparing for a surprise attack on Iran, which is precisely why Iran will not send negotiators to the latest talks that Trump keeps talking about over in Pakistan. They're not going to happen because they're a non-starter. And this is just more, just more manipulations. This war is orchestrated, at least to a point. There's going to be rhetoric on both sides. Promises made, promises not made, lies and innuendos, making fun of one another, back and forth it's going to go. And one day it's really going to erupt, and that day may be coming soon. But right now, at least over the past couple of weeks, it's been just a lot of market manipulations, like last week when Trump said they were making we're making all this progress, and then the markets, oil went way down. And his son Barron Trump just happened to be short on oil that day. Just the grift and the corruption from the top down, from this White House all the way down, is just unbelievable. I mean, you want to talk about using your position, taking advantage of the markets, insider trading, it's all within this administration. And so the official story that we see on the surface is Iran's not going to send negotiators, and there's going to be some type of sneak attack coming from the United States and Israel very soon. Now, as far as troops on the ground and, taking these islands, Karg Island and other islands in the Persian Gulf, I'm not sure. We'll see, but apparently the United States is positioning troops to do that very thing. I don't think it's going to be very successful, but nonetheless, I think they're going to do it. So when is a guarantee of success ever stopped the Trump administration from doing something before? I mean, obviously, this Iran war has been a disaster from the get-go, but I do believe it was all planned out to be that way. And Iran was going to do this, and the U.S. does that. I mean, it's just, like I've said many, many times, it's like they're following a script. And I'm sure they are, at least to a point. At some point, it's going to get out of their control, and it's going to go nuclear. And when it does, look out. That's when all bets are off and everyone's going to start pushing buttons. And there we go. That will be it for now. In case you're not aware, don'tspeaknews.com is home base for all that we do, in case you're new here. I have over 3,000 stories, a lot of news articles and stuff we can't speak about anywhere else but here on the website. That's why it's here. Stories like this one right here. Stories like this one. And this one, and many more like it, are the reason that I had to create this website back in 2019. 7 years now will be this July that this website's been in existence. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, there's a subscription box at the bottom of every article, or you can click on this tab here, and you'll get one pop-up while you're here. But don'tspeaknews.com at Proton Mail is how you get in touch. And then you just type in your email here, click on subscribe, and then you'll be subscribed to the website. And every time I put up a new posting, you'll be notified. And then for channel support, you can support our channel by clicking this tab here. There's also links at the bottom of every article as well. But this is how you can support us. We're listener supported only. So thank you very, very much to those of you who support us. And there's some of you that support us on a regular basis. Thank you so much for that. Without you guys, we would not be here. And then Rumble, BitChute, Telegram, the other places to find us around the interwebs are right here. Underneath this tab, click on that, and all the places to find us are right there. And I thank you very much for your likes, your shares, your comments, and of course, for your prayers and support. God bless. Take care. Johnny Storm. Don't Speak News.